So I'm just having an evening smoke here in a pipe that's new to me. The cat and I, yes. Kitty. Went to the post office today, as I pretty much do every day. It's my little after work wellness walk. Wellness. So it's a mile round trip. So, it's a little bit of walking. And I walk to and from work usually too. Using some matches here. Hadn't used those for a while. So this is a Beechwood pipe. Either from Ukraine or from Russia, one or the other. So this package arrived, and from the Ukraine, and it's just like, what? How much fun is that? My gosh. So this is a Golden Gate pipe. ROGOVETS at bk.ru. They have quite a few shapes. So it's made out of beech, which I'm going to think that we have beech trees over here, but here on the west coast of the U.S., I'm going to suggest that it's more aspen, something like that. So it's from Constantine, who wrote a great note, really a great note. Dear Tom, how are you? I hope you're doing great. I have been hesitating to send out this package for a long time since I asked your address in email. It is quite insignificant. No, it's not. So I hope you will not take it too serious. It is merely a token that I wanted to launch across the pond and make it just a little bit more interesting than a simple postcard. And that it is. A pipe. So, my name is Constantine. I'm from Ukraine. I picked up pipe smoking a little over a year ago when my son went through his first 12 months on this planet. Having a kid made me give up quite a lot of my regular activities, which were mostly related to hanging out in the woods, caves, and mountains. I can relate to that. I needed something that would give an impression of an activity with somewhat ritualistic shape, a bit of relaxation, but at the same time something that does not require complicated preparations and does not take more than an hour or so. Meets the requirements. The idea of smoking a pipe occasionally popped in my head long before that, probably because it is well associated with traveling, sitting by the fire, and stuff like that. So I searched the internet to figure out if somebody ever smokes a pipe these days. Can I buy tobacco and other things? And before I learned there is an entire community, I came across your channel, watching you talking about various things over a pipe. I decided that it may work. So you were a kind of a spiritual and philosophical guide to pipe smoking. Oh, and a custom-built ambassador, of course. I even have one of the very late custom-built models. It came from Texas. Technical aspects for beginners I learned from Chris, Mutton Chop Piper. Yeah, he's a good source for that, for sure. I remember my first smoke really well. Mac Barron original choice in a small Ukrainian beechwood billiard while sitting in a tool shed at a construction site. Not the best items, perhaps, but I was fully concentrated on the process. Nobody and nothing interrupted me, and everything went just amazing. So who's smoking this? I picked this up in Reykjavik, Iceland. It's packaged in Denmark, but it's original choice. And it's just about all they had at the pipe shop in downtown Reykjavik. So there is there's some Icelandic warnings, and then a picture of some sort of surgery, you know. So maybe you're supposed to smoke this during surgery. Maybe that's what that says in Icelandic. Anyway. I'm sending you a sturdy Beechwood pipe of the same make I smoke, just a bigger one. I remember a story that's Stonewall started as a beech pipe, maybe Stanwell, manufactured during World War II because briar import was impossible. I know this material is less common in the US, so I hope it will be a fun thing to try. It is. There's a stinger inside, easily removable. I removed it. And perhaps you will want to fix a smoke channel with one of your drill bits. I haven't done that. It is a little small though, I think. So I might do it. It could be a sailing pipe, I guess. It is possible that me and my family will move to the Czech Republic this autumn. I'm looking forward to this event. Czechia is a richer pipe smoking culture, and it is located in the heart of Europe. Sounds like new opportunities. Thank you so much for your videos. Please do make a lot more. Be well, Constantine. 31st of July, 2018, Ukraine. How else? That's so awesome. Thank you, Constantine. Hands up to you. Thank you. Good smoking pipe. I should have actually smoked some of this original choice, but it's pretty heavy on the burley. Not one of my favorites. I did smoke it in Iceland just because it seemed the right thing to do. Well, it's a pretty unremarkable smoke. So I'm smoking some Balkan Supreme from 2009. Pretty well aged at this point. So, I mean, how else? I did have a couple of pen pals in junior high and high school. They were both in the UK. And that was fun. But, you know, there's only so much you can talk about when you have never met somebody. So, and that's the difference here, in that, you know, I'm just here. I'm kind of just, my nature is to be pretty transparent and just be here, take it or leave it, you know. So I think people feel like they know me a little bit through these videos. So, not a bad thing. Kitty. Yeah? Well, hey. Oh, yeah. Maybe not. No. Not much of a lap cat, actually. Nope. She's kind of like a little dog where she hangs out with you and follows you around the yard, but she's kind of just out of reach. Not quite as rewarding as a dog. Yeah, it's a good smoking pipe. This will become a new boat pipe. So, yeah, I think it's found its new home. Thank you, Constantine, for that suggestion. So I had kind of a couple of items I've had for a while that have pooped out. Planned obsolescence. One is my refrigerator, which was here when I bought the house 35 years ago. And it's like a 1938 coil on top General Electric refrigerator. has run great. No nothing, you know, no defrost even. So you have to manually defrost it from time to time. But it's run great all these 35 years, and then it just kind of clunked out. So I had a guy come over. Um, I couldn't find anybody who had some experience with them. They've all retired, I guess. So he took a good look at it and deemed that the compressor had a needed replaced. It had a winding inside that was apparently failed. So I hate to junk it. So I'm giving it away to somebody who might refurb it or do something. I'll throw a picture up of it. Did a lot of entertaining and parties, and a lot of good food passed through that refrigerator. I have heard that the average lifespan of designed appliances these days is like 3 to 7 years or something. Wow. And then my favorite camera, where did I put it, was a Sigma DP1, which is a little fixed lens APS-C sensor size camera with a foveon sensor instead of a Bayer sensor like everybody else uses. I love this camera. I love it. And unfortunately the lens retracts, and there is a known problem with some little plastic piece, flexible plastic piece in there that breaks or comes loose or whatever. And so I had it repaired once before, but I contacted them again and they said, nope, too old. We don't repair those anymore. So it's like junk, you know? And it's just this great lens and the sensor. I just hate to get rid of it. But it doesn't work, and it's unfixable. So what do you do? A sad day. But you know, that's kind of consumerism. I'm all for buying something once and then just using it forever. But of course that doesn't sell all kinds of new things. So I get it, but still. Yeah, this is nice, Constantine. And extra nice, and so nice because you sent it. I'm going to have to do something. I don't know quite what. I'll have to check up and see if I can send him some tobacco or maybe a custom bill. We'll see. Now, I have had people say, oh, you can't send me anything because there's a greater than 50% chance it won't ever get to me. You know, there's like corruption in the post or postal service or, you know, something like that. So hopefully that isn't the case, but we'll see. Constantine, if you're watching this, you know, YouTube doesn't allow you to send messages anymore. That's too bad. That was useful. They kind of hid it away, so it's hard to use, but kind of a good thing for stuff like this. So anyway, we'll connect somehow. But thank you very much. Much appreciated. From Ukraine. That is so great. That is just so great.